Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Really excited about this video today. We are doing our 6,000 mile review of the Tesla Model S refresh version. This is the long range version for those that are new to the channel. For those of you that are rejoining and been watching the videos, what we're going to be getting into today is a full exterior review of the car after driving it about 6,000 miles. I'm actually just about 45 miles shy of the 6,000 mile mark. So I thought it would be a fantastic video for you guys. I've had the car for about 8 months, so that's only about 750 miles a month. But the other thing we need to take into account is I have done 3 road trips in this car. So one road trip was from Pleasanton to Bend, Oregon and back. Another road trip was from Pleasanton to San Diego and back. And then a third road trip was from Pleasanton to Las Vegas and back. So what we're going to be looking at here today is some of the wear and tear of the exterior of the car. How well are the tires holding up? How are the wheels doing? Do I have any rock chips in the car? Anything like that that we're going to be going through in fine detail today to give you guys a strong understanding of how well the car is doing and holding up. And then I'm going to shoot a second video. It's going to be the second part of the video. I'll probably post it next weekend. That's going to be a lot more specific on the interior. Some of you have actually asked me to do another interior video. How is the white vegan leather holding up after 8 months of usage? And again, kind of low miles on the car as well. And by the way, one of the other reasons for the low miles right now is my work still does not have us going into the office every day. But when that happens, I will be spending about I don't know, 40 to 80 miles driving every day. So we'll certainly get a lot more miles on the car at that point, which was one of the main reasons that I wanted the long range version. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with our exterior review. So as you can see, I've been walking around the car here a bit, showing you. I did just clean and wash it this morning. I wanted to make sure it looked really good for you guys and we're able to get most of the dirt and blemishes out of the car. And look at the reality of the real damage on the car today. So let's go ahead and start off with one of the key things that I like to look at are the wheels and tires on the car. So you can see, and I am shooting in 4K, 60 frames per second. But one of the key things about these wheels and tires, they've held up just fantastic. As you can see here, the rims are looking really, really sharp. No dings, no rock chips really on any part of the wheel as well. You can also see the brake calipers are also holding up really nicely. A little dirty, but I tried to get in there as much as I could with my brush. No real damage at all. I mean, these wheels are just been really, really nice to work with. I've enjoyed them. Some people have complained, well, why do you want to get the performance wheels and tires? Because you're going to get less miles in the car. I got to tell you guys, I really like the way it looks. I mean, come on. I'm going to get maybe 30 or 40 miles less on a full battery with these wheels and tires, but it just looks a lot sleeker with these wheels and tires, I think, than having the lower profile or the more economical tires when it comes to miles. I like these quite a bit. So these are the performance rims and tires. They're the 21-inch versions. Now the tires, these Michelin Sport Pilots, are really great tires. I got to tell you, driving in the rain or obviously in dry roads, just been outstanding. Some people have complained, oh, they're not cushioned enough, but I'll tell you, I ride on the sportiest, hardest setting. I don't even put it in the cushioned suspension, and I just friggin' love these tires. I mean, they've just been outstanding for me. No complaints at all. Michelin's one of the best tire, if not the best tire manufacturer in the world. So I think they're fabulous tires, no complaints at all. I do think one of the rims, I did get a little bit of a curb rash on. Let's see if we can find that here. But overall, it hasn't been bad at all. The car's been holding up really nicely. You know, it's hard to avoid total car or total rim Rash entirely all the time, but I think I've done a pretty good job of that. I think one of them got nicked here somewhere. Oh, we got a little bit of dirt. That's just dirt right down there, just dirt. I need to wash that off. I must have gotten that when I drove over here because it wasn't there this morning. There it is. There's a little bit of a ding right there. You can see that. So that's the only real nick I had, and that was from a curb, so not too bad. But overall, these rims and tires have just held up amazing. So looking at the paint itself, I wanted to highlight a couple key things. A lot of people on YouTube have said, God, you know, Tesla does not have the best paint, and they've done paint measurements and everything. I got to tell you, I kind of disagree with that. I think the paint has held up really nicely. And for those of you that don't know, I actually have a Tesla Model X 2016. My wife drives that now. We've got about 60, almost 70,000 miles on that car. And it's also black, flat black, just like this one. And it's held up fabulous. No complaints about the paint. So I know a lot of people can be pretty harsh to Tesla about the paint, but I got to tell you, I like it. I think it's held up really well. Now the whole hood here, this is not PPF. It's just straight raw paint. You can see the car's looking pretty good. I do have one rock ding right here. You can see that. So I got to figure out how to get that treated, but overall, no real scratches. There's a few on the front bumper as well, right in here, that are little nicks here. This is plastic here where this is metal, but overall it's held up pretty good. Not too many pieces of damage. No dings at all on the headlights or anything. Held up really well. No rock scratches or anything on the front windshield of the car, which I know can be quite expensive to get that fixed. The paint overall, though, again, been very, very happy with it. Now, I do, for those of you that have watched my videos know, I do focus, excuse me, I do focus quite a bit on waterless washing. And if you don't know what that is, you can see the link below. I'll leave it in the comments. But the waterless washing is a more protective way to wash your car, using polyurethane cloths and a spray bottle with a not very aggressive detergent inside of it that's special for washing paints and protecting it, has kept this paint job really good shape. Overall, you can see down below here, that's mostly dirt right there, but there is a couple rock dings right about here. And people ask me, well, gosh, why are you getting rock dings right there? You can see there's one right here and one right here that are rock dings from scratching on the paint. And a lot of times those rock dings appear right on the front hip of the rear fender here, mainly because of the front tires. So you can see there when the car's turning or adjusting, rocks can fling up from those front tires and smack right there. And that's exactly what has happened here. That also happens on a lot of other cars that have wide hips on the car itself. But overall, that's not too bad. On the other side, you'll see here, I don't remember exactly if I have any rock dings. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it looks like we've got one right here that's not going to come out, and then a couple up here. So yeah, not the prettiest aspect, but not too bad considering, again, we've got 8 months on the car, 6,000 miles. Now, I'm sure this is going to look entirely different after we have about 30 to 40,000 miles on the car. But overall, it's been great. And no complaints at all about how the car drives or performs. It still is way better than conventional gasoline cars. So really, really love it. Overall, I think the car's held up really well. Many of you know that this design model first came out in 2012 and it's now 2022, and it's held up really nice as far as looking fresh and new for many people that are looking for a modern car. The only kind of upgrade that I'm thinking of doing is I'm probably going to get the windows tinted, because in the summertime here in California, it does get pretty hot there. Plus, I like the look of tinted glass. I'm not going to go for a full black look, but just a slight tint For those of you that are interested in seeing a video about getting the glass tinted or have any questions about that, please post below in the comments, and I'll certainly want to let you guys know about that when I get that done. But that is something I'm pretty excited about. But again, overall, the car's just done such a great job of holding up, doing well. You know, let me go ahead and open the door here. When you open the door here, you'll see, got some of my camera equipment there, but even the front moldings here, all looking good. I do wash these parts of the car when I wash it to make sure everything's held up well in the car, but it's done really well. I mean, overall, again, no complaints. Other people have asked me also, you know, well, how is the fit and finish on the car after driving it a number of miles? Are things, you know, are areas, are these gaps getting bigger here? And I do think this gap is a little bit larger than normal. However, I got to tell you, it hasn't changed. It's been doing pretty darn good. The gap's kind of wide right here, as you can see, right here. But then as you get down lower, it's quite a bit more normal here as far as the gap there. Down here in the middle, the gap here is fairly wide and does kind of carry that same width all the way down. Same with the front here. So everything seems fine. The hood gap also is a little bit wider right here, but then it gets a lot more narrow and normal as you get closer to the front of the car. Over here, see, it does seem a little bit wider here. But this is likely what it was when I first got the car. I don't think it's adjusted at all. But a lot of Teslas, you guys have probably heard online, people complain about the quarter panels and all those things fitting properly. For me, I think it's good enough. It's fine. I don't think anyone notices it. It's not like it's outstanding or there's any problems with things shutting properly in the car. Everything works really, really well. So if I was super nitpicky, yeah, maybe I want those gaps a little bit closer together, but come on. I mean, it's fine as is. It just depends on who you are and if you want everything to be perfect or not. For me, everything works great. I don't notice those gaps too much, and I have no problem with them. So overall, I've been pretty happy with the car and the performance, as well as how well the exterior is actually held up. Again, no complaints at all. Down below, the rear diffuser of the car is done really well also, so no complaints about that. And also the front of the car, some people have asked me, well, how well does that front do? Because it does get pretty darn low, and it does get really low. As you can see there, that's coming in really, really low. But you know what? I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't had any problems with parking spaces or, you know, curbs that might bump into it. I haven't had that. I have had to raise the suspension in certain areas for speed bumps, and I am careful about that. But since the suspension is all automatic, it's pretty easy just to hit a button and raise up the car if you have to get over something like that. But that front spoiler down there, oh God, it's held up great. I mean, look, it's beautiful. No scratches, no real rock dings on it. So it's done a really, really good job. And from what I hear from Tesla, it does really improve the aerodynamics of the car and does a really good job. But overall, again, been very, very happy with the exterior holdup, how well the fit and finish has been, how the wear and tear on the car has been. So no complaints at all about that in the car. Door handles, been working great. As many of us know, those automatically pop out. So no complaints about that. All that's working really well. My kids really enjoy using those door handles also. The mirrors will do an automatic fold when I pull into my house, or when I park the car and lock the car, the mirrors will automatically fold in also. So overall, really good. Back on the wheels and tires and the brakes, you know, Tesla has regenerated brakes. So when you take your foot off the gas, or the accelerator, I should say, because it is an electric car, the car will automatically start to slow down without applying the brakes at all. How it does this is the motors that are in the front of the car and the rear of the car will actually slow the car down, regenerating power and putting it back into the battery. So a lot of people that drive Teslas will just take their foot off the accelerator and let the motors slow the car down. Now, what's great about that is you're not using your brakes. So many people will use their brakes and keep their brakes for years. You never will likely have to replace your brakes unless maybe you've had the car for 10 plus years. But again, my Model X, which is a 2016, brakes are almost perfect. No, hardly any wear and tear. I'm sure this car will do something similar to that. Good part about not using your brakes though, a whole lot, is you don't get a lot of brake dust on the rims. And that's because, again, you're using the motors more often. When you need to stop really hard, of course, you'll put your foot on the brake, and then that will get you brake dust. But overall, I think that's part of the reason that the wheels stay really clean and very nice, and it doesn't look bad at all. Just one of the fine aspects about Tesla. One of the interesting things about the regeneration brakings is many of you guys have seen the Porsche Taycan, which is a beautiful car, and I've actually drove that car. I was actually considering it before I got my Model S here. And one of the things that's really interesting about that car is by default, you don't have the regeneration brakes. Now you can activate them through the computer and it would do something similar to what Tesla does. But by default, Porsche did not believe in that because they wanted to make their electric car be more similar to their gasoline cars, where you have to put your foot on the brake to actually slow the car down. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I think each car manufacturer that comes out with their electric cars now, because as we all know, there's many, many electric cars coming out right now. But as they come out with their own electric cars, I'm sure they're going to have a different approach on doing this as well, which should be very interesting for us to see how this continues to evolve today. So overall, yeah, just been very, very happy with the car. I would like to invite you guys, if you have any questions about wear and tear or how well the car is done after 8,000 miles, please feel free to submit those in the comments. More than happy to answer those questions for you. I also wanted to really thank everyone for being a part of the channel. It's been a real delight to create these videos. And you know, when you love the car, you love the brand, it makes it a little bit easier. I'm always waiting to hear the latest and greatest. And as you guys know, whenever there's a software update, I actually get kind of excited about that. I want to download it right away and see if there's something good for me to point out to you guys on some of the latest and greatest aspects of what comes out of Tesla and all the software updates. So anyways, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Please like the video. Please forward the links over to other individuals. I'm really trying to build up my views. And if you have any friends that have car sites, please share the link to the video. I'd love to get my links on other sites as well so I can get more views. It does make the channel more popular. And again, trying to do some more exciting things to really highlight how amazing these cars are. So thanks again, everyone, for your time today. Look forward to creating more videos, and please look for my interior review when you guys have time as well. Thanks a lot, everyone.